Commander Elara Thessia stood on the observation deck of the Starship Resolute, watching the stars move by as they traveled at warp speed. The Galactic Coalition's flagship was a marvel of engineering, a symbol of unity among many species. But Elara knew that keeping everyone united required constant effort. The Resolute was on a mission to the planet Drexia, where a humanitarian crisis could lead to an interstellar conflict. The Drexians were known for their independence and reluctance to accept help. Recent natural disasters had left them vulnerable, and pirate attacks on relief convoys had made things worse. Elara's thoughts were interrupted by the sound of footsteps. She turned to see Lieutenant Merrick, her trusted second-in-command and fellow human. He had a curious look on his face and held a data tablet. "Commander, you need to see this," Merrick said, handing her the tablet. The screen showed a message from the ship's mess hall, along with a photo of an unfamiliar dish. "Our new head chef, a Zenthari named Kaver, has added a new item to the menu." Elara raised an eyebrow as she studied the image on the tablet. The dish looked like a colorful arrangement of ingredients she didn't recognize. She handed the tablet back to Merrick with a curious look. "Well, Merrick, it seems like we might have a new culinary adventure ahead of us," Elara said with a hint of amusement. Merrick chuckled. "Shall we investigate, Commander?" The two made their way to the mess hall, where a small crowd had already gathered. The room buzzed with a mix of excitement and apprehension. At the center of the commotion was Chef Kaver, a tall, slender Zenthari with blue skin and 4 arms, each skillfully preparing plates of the new dish. "Attention, everyone," Chef Kaver announced, his voice resonating through the hall. "Today, I present to you a delicacy from my home planet, Zenthari Skarn. It is a harmonious blend of sweet and savory flavors, designed to appeal to all species." Elara and Merrick approached the serving counter, where Kaver greeted them warmly. "Commander Thessia, Lieutenant Merrick, please, be my guests and try the Skarn." Elara took a plate, examining the dish. It consisted of vibrant fruits, tender meat, and a sauce that emitted a fragrant aroma. She glanced at Merrick, who gave her an encouraging nod. Taking a bite, Elara was surprised by the burst of flavors. The sweetness of the fruits blended perfectly with the savory meat, creating a delightful balance. She could see why Kaver was proud of his creation. "This is excellent, Chef Kaver," Elara said, genuinely impressed. "I think this dish will be a hit among the crew." Merrick, equally pleased, added, "You've truly brought a piece of Zenthari culture to our ship." "Thank you, Chef." As more crew members tried the Skarn, the initial hesitation turned into enthusiastic approval. The dish quickly became a symbol of the diverse cultures coming together on the Resolute. Later that evening, as Elara returned to the bridge, she couldn't help but feel hopeful. If something as simple as a meal could bring everyone together, perhaps there was a chance for unity and understanding among the Drexians and their neighboring systems as well. The road ahead would be challenging, but with the right approach, peace was within reach. The next morning, the ship's alarms blared, jolting Elara awake. She quickly dressed and made her way to the bridge, where the crew was already at their stations, their faces tense with concern. "Report," Elara commanded as she entered the bridge. Lieutenant Merrick looked up from his console. "Commander, we're receiving a distress signal from a Drexian convoy. They're under attack by pirates and need immediate assistance." Elara nodded, her mind racing. "Set a course for the convoy's coordinates, maximum warp. Inform all hands to prepare for possible combat." As the Resolute surged towards the distressed convoy, Elara couldn't help but think about the Drexians' situation. Despite their independence, they were in dire need of help. This mission was more than just a rescue. It was an opportunity to build trust and demonstrate the Galactic Coalition's commitment to peace. "Commander, we're approaching the convoy's location," Merrick reported. "Drop out of warp and engage the pirates," Elara ordered. The stars outside the bridge viewport snapped back into focus as the Resolute decelerated, revealing a chaotic scene. Several Drexian ships were under heavy fire from sleek, black pirate vessels. The Resolute's weapon systems locked onto the attackers, and Elara's voice rang out with authority. Fire at will. The Resolute's weapons blazed, striking the pirate ships with precision. The pirates, caught off guard by the sudden arrival of a coalition warship, quickly found themselves outmatched. Within minutes, the tide of battle had turned, and the pirate ships were either destroyed or in full retreat. "Damage report," Elara requested. "Minor damage to our hull, nothing critical," Merrick replied. "The Drexian convoy has sustained heavier damage, but is still operational." Elara activated the ship's communication system. "This is Commander Elara Thessia of the Galactic Coalition, Starship Resolute. Drexian convoy, do you require further assistance?" A moment later, a haggard-looking Drexian appeared on the screen. "This is Captain Rail of the Drexian convoy. We owe you our lives, Commander. Thank you for your timely intervention." Elara nodded. "We're here to help, Captain. We'll escort you to the nearest safe harbor and provide any necessary repairs." As the Resolute guided the damaged convoy to safety, Elara's thoughts returned to their mission. This rescue had given them a chance to show the Drexians the Coalition's true intentions. It was a small step towards building the trust needed for lasting peace. In the days that followed, the crew of the Resolute worked tirelessly alongside the Drexians to repair their ships. Bonds were formed, and mutual respect grew as they shared stories and meals, including Chef Caver's Anthari Skarn, which became a surprise favorite among the Drexians. One evening, as Elara and Merrick stood on the observation deck, watching the stars, Merrick spoke up. "Do you think this will make a difference, Commander? Will they trust us?" Elara smiled, feeling a sense of accomplishment. "We've shown them that we're here to help, not to control. Trust takes time, but this is a good start. We'll keep taking steps, one by one, until we reach our goal." A week had passed since the Resolute had rescued the Drexian convoy. The repairs were complete, and the Drexians were once again ready to travel safely. Elara and her crew had gained more than just trust, they had made new friends. Elara stood on the bridge, looking out at the planet Drexia, now looming large on the view screen. This was the moment they had been working towards. She turned to Merrick, who was busy at his console. "Lieutenant, open a channel to the Drexian High Command," Elara ordered. A few moments later, the screen flickered and resolved into the stern face of High Chancellor Vorik. His expression was one of cautious curiosity. "Commander Thessia, we are grateful for your assistance with our convoy," Vorik began. "I understand you wish to discuss a more permanent alliance." Elara nodded. "Yes, High Chancellor. We believe that by working together, we can help ensure the safety and prosperity of both our peoples. We have already shown that cooperation can lead to great things." Vorik's eyes narrowed slightly, his antennae twitching. "Trust is not easily earned, Commander, but your actions have spoken loudly. We are willing to listen to your proposal." Elara took a deep breath, feeling the weight of the moment. "High Chancellor, we propose a mutual defense pact. The Galactic Coalition will assist in defending Drexia from any external threats, and in return, Drexia will share its resources and knowledge with the Coalition. Together, we can create a stronger, more unified front against common enemies." Vorik was silent for a moment, then spoke. "This is a bold proposal, Commander, but given your recent actions, I am inclined to consider it. Let us meet in person to discuss the details." Elara smiled. We would be honored, High Chancellor. We will prepare to come down to the planet. The screen went dark, and Elara turned to Merrick. Prepare a shuttle. We're going down to the surface. As the shuttle descended through Drexia's atmosphere, Elara couldn't help but feel a mix of excitement and nervousness. This meeting could shape the future of their relationship with the Drexians. Upon landing, Elara, Merrick, and a small delegation were greeted by High Chancellor Vorik and several of his advisors. The Drexian capital city was a blend of ancient architecture and modern technology, a testament to their long history and advanced civilization. The meeting took place in a grand hall, where a large table had been set up with various documents and displays. Vorik stood at the head of the table, his eyes fixed on Elara as she approached. "Welcome to Drexia, Commander Thessia," Vorik said, his tone formal but respectful. "Thank you, High Chancellor. We are honored to be here," Elara replied, taking her seat. The discussions were intense, with both sides presenting their needs and concerns. Vorik's advisors were skeptical, but Elara's calm and measured responses gradually won them over. Merrick's technical knowledge and insights into the Coalition's capabilities also helped to alleviate many of their fears. Hours passed, and the negotiations continued. Finally, as the sun set outside the Grand Hall, Vorik stood up, signaling an end to the discussions. "We have heard your proposals and considered your arguments," Vorik said. "While there are still many details to be worked out, we believe that a partnership with the Galactic Coalition is in Drexia's best interest. We will move forward with drafting the formal agreement." A wave of relief washed over Elara. "Thank you, High Chancellor. We look forward to working together to build a better future for both our peoples." As the meeting concluded, Vorik approached Elara privately. "Commander, you have shown great wisdom and patience. I believe this is the beginning of a strong alliance." Elara smiled, feeling a deep sense of accomplishment. "Thank you, High Chancellor. Together, we will achieve great things." Returning to the Resolute, Elara felt a renewed sense of purpose. They had taken another significant step towards unity and peace in the galaxy. There would be more challenges ahead, but with allies like the Drexians, they were better prepared to face them. As the ship prepared to depart Drexia, Elara addressed her crew. "Today, we have forged a new alliance. This is just the beginning. With each new friend we make, we build a stronger foundation for peace and cooperation. Let us continue our journey with hope and determination." With the alliance solidified, the Resolute left Drexia and set course for the next mission. However, the peace was short-lived. As they traveled through deep space, a distress signal interrupted the calm. "Commander, we're receiving a Priority 1 distress signal from a nearby sector," Merrick reported, his fingers dancing over the console. "It's coming from the planet Volter, a neutral zone near Drexian territory." Elara's brow furrowed. On screen, the view screen flickered to life, revealing a frantic Valtorian official. His voice trembled with urgency. "This is Governor Laren of Volter. We are under attack by an unknown enemy force. Our defenses are failing. We need immediate assistance." Elara's jaw tightened. "Set a course for Volter maximum warp. Notify all departments to prepare for combat." As the Resolute hurtled towards Volter, Elara gathered her senior officers in the briefing room. The atmosphere was tense, each officer acutely aware of the potential gravity of the situation. "Volter is a key location in the neutral zone," Elara began, addressing her team. "An attack there could destabilize the entire region. We must respond swiftly and decisively." Merrick nodded, his face serious. "Whoever's behind this attack clearly aims to disrupt the new alliances forming in this sector. We'll need to be ready for anything," Elara continued. Lieutenant, coordinate with engineering to ensure our shields and weapons are at full capacity. Tactical team, prepare for engagement. Medical team be on standby for casualties. The officers dispersed, each preparing for the battle ahead. Elara returned to the bridge, feeling the weight of responsibility settle on her shoulders. The stakes were high, and failure was not an option. As the Resolute exited warp, the chaotic scene over Volta unfolded before them. The planet's surface was dotted with explosions, and a fleet of unidentified ships bombarded the cities below. Open a channel to the attacking vessels, Elara ordered. The screen shifted to show a menacing figure, their face obscured by a helmet. This is Commander Elara Thessia of the Galactic Coalition Starship Resolute. Cease your attack immediately or face the consequences. A distorted voice replied, Your coalition cannot protect you, Thessia. Volta will fall, and there is nothing you can do to stop us. Elara's eyes narrowed. We'll see about that. Engage the enemy. The Resolute's weapons fired, cutting through the enemy's ships with precise strikes. The battle was fierce, with both sides exchanging heavy fire. The Resolute's shields flickered under the strain, but the crew remained resolute, their training and determination driving them forward. Target their command ship, Elara commanded. We need to take out their leader. Merrick locked onto the command ship, and the Resolute's main cannon fired, delivering a devastating blow. The enemy vessel shuddered and then exploded in a brilliant flash of light. The remaining enemy ships, disoriented and leaderless, began to retreat. Governor Laren, this is Commander Thessia, Elara said, opening a channel to the planet below. The immediate threat has been neutralized. We will stay in orbit to assist with relief efforts and ensure your safety. The governor's face appeared on the screen, relief evident in his eyes. Thank you, Commander. Your timely intervention has saved countless lives. We are in your debt. Elara nodded. We are here to help, Governor. We will deploy teams to assist with medical aid and reconstruction. As the crew of the Resolute worked tirelessly to help the people of Volta, Elara couldn't shake the feeling that this attack was just the beginning. Someone wanted to destabilize the region, and they were willing to go to great lengths to achieve their goal. Later, in her quarters, Elara reflected on the day's events. The attack on Volta was a stark reminder of the challenges they faced, but it also highlighted the strength of their resolve and the importance of their mission. A chime at her door interrupted her thoughts. Come in, she called. Merrick entered, a concerned look on his face. Commander, we've intercepted some communications from the retreating ships. It seems they're part of a larger organization known as the Shadow Syndicate. They're a mercenary group with a reputation for sowing chaos. Elara's eyes hardened. Then we need to be ready for whatever they throw at us next. Inform the crew. We're on high alert from now on. As Merrick left, Elara looked out at the stars, her determination renewed. The road ahead would be difficult, but with the support of her crew and their new allies, they would face whatever challenges came their way. The Resolute's mission was clear: to protect the innocent, uphold justice, and build a lasting peace in the galaxy. And no shadowy syndicate would stand in their way. The Resolute had been on high alert for days, ever since the attack on Volta. The crew was tense but prepared, knowing that the Shadow Syndicate could strike at any moment. Elara stood on the bridge, her eyes fixed on the star-filled expanse outside the viewport, deep in thought. Commander, we've received a transmission, Merrick reported. It's from High Chancellor Vorik on Drexia. He says they've detected a large fleet of Shadow Syndicate ships heading towards Drexia. Elara's heart sank. The Drexians were still rebuilding from their recent crises. Another attack could be devastating. Set a course for Drexia maximum warp. Inform the Drexian High Command that we're on our way. The Resolute shot through space, every crew member bracing for the imminent battle. Elara gathered her senior officers in the briefing room for what could be their final strategy session. High Chancellor Vorik believes this is the Syndicate's main fleet, Elara said. They're planning a full-scale assault on Drexia. We can't let that happen. We've upgraded our shields and weapons systems, Merrick reported. We're as ready as we'll ever be. Good, Elara replied. Our priority is to protect Drexia and its people. We'll coordinate with the Drexian Defense Forces to create a united front. This is our chance to end the Syndicate's threat once and for all. The Resolute dropped out of warp near Drexia, and the massive fleet of the Shadow Syndicate came into view. Hundreds of enemy ships formed an ominous blockade around the planet. The Drexian defense fleet was already engaged, outnumbered but fighting valiantly. Elara opened a channel to the Drexian flagship. High Chancellor Vorik, this is Commander Elara Thessia. We've arrived to assist. Vorik's face appeared on the screen, showing both relief and determination. Commander Thessia, your timing is impeccable. We've held them off as long as we can, but we need your help to turn the tide. We're here to fight alongside you, High Chancellor Elara affirmed. Let's show them the strength of our alliance. The battle that ensued was fierce and relentless. The Resolute and the Drexian fleet worked in perfect harmony, executing coordinated strikes against the enemy. Energy blasts lit up the void, and ships maneuvered with precision, each side vying for dominance. Focus fire on their command ship, Elara ordered. We need to take out their leadership to break their coordination. The Resolute's cannons targeted the Syndicate's command ship, a massive dreadnought at the center of the enemy fleet. The combined firepower of the Coalition and Drexian ships hammered the dreadnought, weakening its shields and armor. As the command ship began to falter, a transmission from the Syndicate's leader came through, his voice dripping with malice. You think you can stop us, Thessia? The Shadow Syndicate is unstoppable. Elara's response was resolute. We fight for peace and justice. Your reign of terror ends today. With one final, concentrated barrage, the Resolute's weapons punched through the dreadnought's defenses, causing a massive explosion that rippled through the Syndicate fleet. The enemy ships, now leaderless and disorganized, began to retreat. Victory is ours, Merrick said, a mixture of relief and triumph in his voice. Elara allowed herself a brief smile. Well done, everyone. Now, let's make sure the Drexians are safe and start repairing the damage. As the Resolute and Drexian ships tended to the wounded and began the rebuilding process, High Chancellor Vorik contacted Elara once more. Commander Thessia, your bravery and leadership have saved us. The Drexian people are forever in your debt. It was a joint effort, High Chancellor, Elara replied. We stood together and proved that our alliance is strong. This is just the beginning of a new era of cooperation and peace. Later, as the crew of the Resolute gathered in the mess hall, Chef Caver prepared a special feast to celebrate their hard-won victory. The atmosphere was one of camaraderie and hope, a stark contrast to the tension of the past weeks. Elara raised a glass, addressing her crew. To the Resolute, and to our new friends and allies. We've faced great challenges, but together we've overcome them. Here's to a future of peace and unity in the galaxy. The crew cheered, their spirits lifted. They knew that there would always be challenges ahead, but they also knew that, together, they could face anything. As Elara looked around at her crew, she felt a deep sense of pride and hope. The Resolute had become more than just a ship. It was a symbol of what could be achieved when different species came together with a common purpose. The stars outside beckoned with new adventures and opportunities, and Elara knew that, whatever lay ahead, the Resolute and its crew would be ready. With allies by their side and a mission of peace, they would continue to navigate the vast, unknown reaches of space, bringing light to the darkest corners of the galaxy.